So I'm going to do a walking tour of our recent exhibition, A Portrait of Place, here at the North York Moors National Park Visitor Centre, the Inspired by Gallery. It's the process of overlay in a story, from the gather through to the fusing the bubbles. And the overlay is key to many of our processes here on exhibition today. So the Portrait of Place is our view, a snapshot in time of this particular landscape in which we live and work. And we've made a selection of pieces in monochrome and two-colour overlay that celebrate the marks made in this landscape by people who've pushed this particular part of the world into service for agriculture and for the moorland grouse shooting. So these marks and traces make clear statements in the landscape, and we've tried to work together to capture the essence of some of those marks in our glass. So we have overlay bowls. This is a high summer moor wall, where the moor wall is that dividing line between the two very distinctive styles of land management. And this is a piece in blue and green, sand carved and wheel cut, that celebrates that crazy line at the top of the moor, or the bottom of the moor and the top of the agriculture, where the two systems meet. And so go down the line, because we are obviously a secure exhibition here with everything managed carefully. So the pieces are well spaced out, giving them all a bit of space to enjoy. And this one is benefiting from the daylight we have at the minute. And this is a Heather Colours, a landscape study of the fields and the agricultural structures and haymaking. This piece is an overlay plate, spun plate, a rondel. And this one is entitled Swidens, and this celebrates the marks made in this landscape, which are made by the burning of the heather moorland for the management of the grouse shooting. It's a contentious issue, but an intrinsic part of the landscape here. There's another piece, timelines, celebrating the layers of mark making which people have made and built up over millennia. Layers and layers and layers of effort. This one is a carved landscape. This one was free engraved on a lathe, trying to capture some of the marks and the traces left in the land. We have two more overlay plates here. This one on the left is called Iron Lines, and it's kind of alludes to the land of iron and the industrial past of Rosedale, when the railway moved in and the ironstone was mined. And this one is called Ruby Intake. These are some of the crazy shaped individual fields you'll find, which have a very odd form to them, with the walls leaving the edges of the field. So these kind of celebrate the intake fields often found at the top of the moor. As I move across back up the road towards some of the pebble shapes, landscape in golden green, again the moor wall idea, and a small Swidens with a couple of blasts there, trying to capture the layers of the landscape, the layers of burning, the layers of marks. And then quite a large Swidens bowl with a bit of light on, doing what glass does best. And then over to this one, which is another overlay and a rondel. This one's just called, simply titled Layer on Layer, and again it's about layering all the different marks in this landscape. So if we move back down to the end of the exhibition, the end wall, I've incorporated some drawings, monoprints in, which directly help me work through the artworks, through the drawing, through the surface marks. And these drawings are all related to the Swidens pieces here, which are on sand carved overlay, a series of monochrome pieces. When we first opened our studio 25 years ago, we made a series of monochrome works. So these allude to those very early works in monochrome glass. We have inside cased and overlay pieces, and celebrating not only the marks made here, again in Sweden, but also alluding to some of our very early work reworked here for the exhibition. So one more drawing on the wall up there, again alluding to the layering and building up of layers of marks. There's another intake plate over here in the corner, quite a large diameter piece, and this is double blast. I don't know if you can pick it up, but it's double blast on the reverse, so you get a lovely play with light if you get light behind this particular piece. There's a small overlay too in two lovely colours, the kind of the capri blue and an opaque green on the outside, with sort of lots of real cutting on the surface, which is alludes to the textures in the landscape here, and the textures in the vernacular of the way the stone is carved and finished in the buildings. If I just spin around, there's another overlay plate, which is again alluding to the Swidens, and that's also real carved on the back, and that's green on green, so that's sort of a very nice moss colours. And then the final piece in the exhibition is this ruby plate. Again, the landscape, and also I think almost, I forget the name of the bird with those wonderful rays of light that burst through the clouds and light the landscape. So it's kind of a combination of that with the vast skies here in the North York Moors and the colours and the marks that surround us. Anyway, that's a quick virtual tour of the exhibition. Thanks for joining us, and hope you can come see it in person. Bye.